starting your first full year here in Fargo after transferring from Nebraska last December. Is it nice to have a little more familiarity with the team and this place under your belt?
Yeah, getting that first semester out of the way it was a little bit of an adjustment, figuring out where the classes were and getting ready for that cold wind. Oh, it's brutal up here, but I think the transfer was really good. It ended up well. I like where I'm at.
What all went into the decision to transfer to North Dakota State?
Closer to home, and then I was talking to Michael, and he was thinking about coming here, and then they just offered me a really good deal here once I got into the portal, and they got a hold of me, and it's just I have no regrets coming up here.
Being able to wrestle with your brother Michael again, it's got to be pretty special, right?
It's nice, I used to beat up on him when he was a freshman, when I was a senior. Nothing's really changed. I still show him who the top dog is.
I saw your dad in the stands cheering and chatting with you between rounds. Is it any different having him in the crowd instead of in your corner?
To be honest, it's not much different. Just years of having that attuned ear trained to his voice. I can pick it up from anywhere in the crowd, so it's almost like he's in my corner yelling at me.
Living in Fargo for you guys, going to North Dakota State, I can't imagine you can't help but be a football fan, right?
Yeah, I'm really a big football fan of these guys. These guys they have a dominant program up here, and it's fun to watch these guys put the hammer down on other football teams.
Taking a look at the schedule, I see duels with Purdue and Iowa State, Wyoming. All those guys have Montana guys on their roster. What's that like, seeing these guys and wrestling with them again?
It's awesome because, I grew up with these guys wrestling in high school, and, I was on a lot of national teams going down to other tournaments with these guys. So it's cool to always catch up and, see these guys competing at the same level.
How about this program? I know you've had some All-Americans, some individual success, but haven't really cracked into that upper echelon of teams. Is Bison Wrestling ready to take the next step?
Yeah, we're right there. We just got a couple things to tune up. Like, today I kind of got tired in that third period, and, wrestling 2 matches will get you, but, it's fine. You just got to adapt and overcome.
How about the biggest transition you've had to go through in the college level?
I would say the biggest transition for me was just my conditioning. Every guy at this level is tough. In high school I didn't always have the toughest matches. I pinned a lot of people in high school, so I didn't have to have a great conditioning because I could pin people and just get off the mat right away. And I think that's the biggest thing for me was getting my conditioning down.
Do you have any personal goals this season?
Personal goals, obviously All-American. I got some work to do, but we're gonna get there.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's go.
So tell me about these 3 years you've spent at North Dakota State.
I've absolutely loved it. There's just great team, love the coaches, awesome environment. Just super excited for this season.
What was your recruitment like? How'd you end up here?
I didn't really have too many offers going into my final years for D1, and I really wanted to be D1. And came up here on a visit, and I loved it. The team was awesome, and just loved it.
Seems like you guys keep adding talent. What are your expectations this season?
Yeah, we're always looking to grow and to get better. We got really good recruits in and some really good commits already, and it's looking really good.
You're one of 3 Montana kids on the roster, along with the Webbers. Do you guys kind of stick together a little bit here sometimes?
Oh yeah. I loved it when Luke came, and then I heard Michael was coming, his little brother, and trying to get some more more Montana kids to come up and take visits and get them in the program.
You'll see a lot of other Montanans this season with your dual and tournament schedule. What's it like to see all these guys that you grew up with around here at the top programs?
I love it because, especially being from Montana, you're close with every wrestler all throughout the state. So like Purdue, Bjorn Schroeder and Parker Felius, I just like seeing them and getting to always say hi and have a conversation. Obviously my brother's at Iowa State, so that's always really cool when we get to wrestle them.
If I recall, there was some gamesmanship last year on social media talking about maybe you moving weight classes to wrestle your brother in a duel. I don't think it was serious, but could that ever happen?
They always joke about it, but he's quite a bit bigger than me. Like, I'm a super light 41, and he's a 49, so I might even go down to 33 this year. We'll see.
Do you and Jarrett keep in constant contact throughout the season?
Yeah, he called me just today before mine and told me good luck, tell him how it goes. Mostly wrestling, family stuff, sometimes school a little bit.
What about outside of wrestling? What do you like to do, Sawyer?
I like lots of stuff. I love being outdoors, going hiking, climbing, skiing in the winters, and snowboarding, snowmobiling, just outdoors. Love it.
After 2 months of practice, what do you think is the biggest change that you've noticed from high school to college?
It's intense. The workouts are a lot harder. And coming in as a freshman, you kind of go from being the top dog back to the bottom of the totem pole again. So that's a little bit of a culture shock a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's good. It's good. Get to work with a lot of people that know a lot of stuff. So.
You like it up here?
Oh, I love it. It's definitely my home away from home. Dorm life is good. Everything is good. Practices are tough again, but it's super rewarding. So.
How is it wrestling with your brother again?
It makes for some interesting days, I guess. He was my senior in high school when I was a freshman, so I didn't really get to wrestle with him too much besides that 1 year. And you always have that sibling rivalry going on, and it still carries over a little bit. Some days are better than others, but he's got that older brother down, so.
Now, has the dynamic of the Weber family changed at all now that no one's in high school and your dad's not coaching and you're all kind of out doing your own thing?
No, the dynamic doesn't change at all. As you can see, my dad and my other brother Nathan drove up to watch, and it's like we never even left. The jokes and all the talking and the matches. It feels like I've never left, really.
Luke was saying that it doesn't matter where you are or how far away he is from the mat. You can always kind of hear your dad's voice in your head, right?
Yeah, no matter what, you kind of just always hear it during practice, during even when you're just kind of laying in bed. It's like you just can't get away from him. But it's good though. Kind of little voice in the back of your head just reminds you a little bit of home and how you got here and why you're here.
What do you get up to in Fargo away from wrestling?
Away from the mats, honestly, I just study. That's all I get. That's all I have time to do. I'm not gonna lie, college it's tough, both in the classroom and on the mat. But other than that, I mean, like to go to the football games. It helps when your team is 5-time national champs in a row, something like that. So those games are very exciting for the first half, because after that it's just like, oh, we're kicking their butt.
You guys aren't in Montana anymore, but you'll still see a lot of Montana wrestlers this year on some of the other top college teams. Are you excited to see those guys again and compete with them?
It's interesting again, and it's also kind of cool. It just shows you that the kids that have been successful at Montana have also been successful on other levels. And like I said, it's just when you see them, it's like they never really left. You can pick up old conversations, the friendships never die. Probably, like, you see them, it's like, hey, after this, let's go out and eat dinner. And I mean, it's wild to think that my friends that have been top tier athletes in Montana are now at top tier colleges. I mean, it just goes to show you that iron sharpens iron.
You guys ever try to recruit some other Montana kids to come up here to Fargo?
A little bit. I'm a little biased, I could say. But just gotta get them up here for visits, and at the end of the day, it's do you like the campus? Do you like the team you're a part of? And just try to make it a home for everybody here and push them to the next level.
I'm sure you guys get this from time to time, but how are the Weber brothers different, and how are they similar?
Similar and different. We're all similar because we're all stubborn as they come. If we don't want to do anything, we're not going to do it. But at the same time, if I want you to do it, I'm going to make you do it. So like there's that huge clash. It's, a unyielding force or unrelenting force and an immovable object. That's literally the family dynamic. And then the old man just comes in and just throws that out of the way because he gets his way no matter what. Yeah, he is both. So